Hey, Happy New Year. Compliments of the new season. I hope you had an amazing Christmas holiday and that you got to spend time with family, friends, or whoever is important to you. I am so ready for 2023. I hope you are ready too. And I pray that 2023 will be all that you wish for and more. I hope that it will bring answers. I hope it will bring peace. I hope it will bring joy. And in this video, I'm not going to talk about anything in particular, not 4 tips to do that, 4 lessons for that. We are just going to have a conversation about the new year, a new season. What does it mean? Because if you get carried away with the whole notion that it's a new year, it's a new year, you will forget that it's just dates changing on a calendar, but your life is exactly where it was. So if you were broke on 31 December 2022, you were going to be broke on 10 January 2023. If your fridge was empty on New Year's Eve, it's going to be empty on New Year. And what's going to change those very real situations of your life? Are you having honest conversations with yourself? And in this video, I'm going to have those conversations with myself and with you, and hopefully together we can plan for the year ahead. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Petronella Mnenja. I'm an author, I'm a consultant, I'm a speaker. My book is available on Amazon. Please do get a copy. If you're in Harare, go to Enough Aid Bookshop, or you can send me a message and I can give you a number and you can have a copy delivered wherever you are. On this channel we talk about all things life, and I pride myself in being a realist and being a pragmatist. I understand that people want to be motivated and inspired, and some days I do that, but on most days I want people to have real conversations with themselves, because hey, your life is not going to change because you are motivated. Your life is not going to change because you're inspired. Your life is going to change because you are doing some real things to improve it. You were doing some real changes, just improving yourself. So that's what you're going to do. The first thing that we're going to talk about is goals. How do you plan goals for the year? See, I have my own it's a business planner light. So apparently I found this on Amazon. It's a whole company that's committed to making people organized, people and organizations organized, and they have these amazing planners. It's amazing, I tell you. It's extensive. It talks about monthly goals, team activities, notes and ideas, the month. It just breaks down like your personal goals, your business goals, your financial goals, your family goals. It just gives you a platform to actually think through those things. And that's the first thing that I want to talk about. When a new year starts, it's a new chance for you to actually sit down and have some audits. Audit your personal life, audit your friends, audit your relationships, audit your family interactions. Literally look at every single thing of your life and audit it to prepare for a new season. Audit your bank account. How much money do you have? How much money do you have on average per month? Why is it like that? How can you improve your finances? What's been the biggest thing that you're spending money on? What's your weakness? How can you improve it? What's the cause of contention in your relationship the most? How can you fix it? Why don't you get along with your family members? How can you improve it? So it's identifying those pressure points, those points in your life of fractions, those points in your life where you have fissures and fractures. So before you set new goals, be clear on what you're setting them against. So you can't say my goal for 2023 is to be financially stable, is to make money, when you haven't had that important conversation. Why haven't you been financially stable? Why haven't you had money? Are you working? Do you have a business? How much income do you have a month? How much income do you have annually? How do you distribute that? How do you distribute that across your bills? How do you do it? It's those real conversations. And if you start being honest with yourself and identify your inadequacies, that way it becomes easier for you to plan for the year ahead. So we did say this video is going to be about me as well. And so for me, it's my biggest financial pressure point is clothes. I love me some clothes. And not that I would buy clothes like every other day. I wouldn't do that. But when I do decide to buy clothes, I'm going to buy quite a number of them and a bit expensive as well. And it's something that I have identified. And trust you me, I'm actually getting better at it. So I had to sit down and be like, okay, how much money are you spending on clothes? And the figure was just scary. You know, it was just astounding. I was spending that much on clothes. And I also realized that one of my also weaknesses is paper towels. If I'm cooking in my kitchen, it will just have paper towels all over. And I realized that my weakness points are clothes and paper towels. And in 2023, I've written it down. I'm going to cut significantly my spending on clothes. I'm going to cut significantly my spending on paper towels. I'm going to invest in more dish towels. I'm going to invest in more kitchen clothes. So the point there is, don't just set a new goal and hang it from the air and just be like, I want to have a better relationship. I want to have more money. Where are you coming from? Why haven't you heard that in the first place? So if you start having those honest conversations with yourself, then it then becomes easier for you to say, okay, I want to do this because I have identified this weakness. I feel like so many times, very few people have the ability to call themselves out. Very few people have the ability to actually look at themselves in the mirror and be like, Minyaradz, you are wrong. You are proud, you are arrogant, you overspend, you did this wrong, you didn't apologize when you're supposed to apologize, you are wrong, go do better. So many people don't do that. The easiest way and the route that most people take is, oh my God, the world is such a bad place. People just don't understand you. You are the victim. Everyone is toxic. Everyone is bad. Oh my God. But that's not a good way to look at things. I feel like you can honestly identify the toxicity in others if you have identified it in yourself. So if you know that my biggest weakness is I don't accept criticism, my biggest weakness is I struggle with pride, my biggest weakness is I don't know how to accept correction, I don't know how to listen. And if you understand that about yourself, so when you then encounter someone and it feels like they are attacking you, or it feels like they're not listening to you, or it feels like they're being proud, if you're honest with yourself, you realize that it's not that this person is doing this out of spite. I feel like they are doing this because my mindset up responds to this kind of communication this way because it's who I am. So because it's who I am clouded in seeing the good behind their actions, and I just see it as antagonistic because that's my mind make up. So this person is not toxic. They are just calling me out on things that I'm not comfortable with. The moment you start doing that, you realize that you will have healthier and better relationships at work, with money, or with everything. So that's the first thing in 2023, and let's do this together. I'm working on this just as I want you to work on this. Don't just set your goals on thin air. Ground them in self-introspection. Ground your goals in actual honest conversations. You want to be financially stable in 2023. That's amazing. Why haven't you been? So have those reflexive conversations with yourself. And another thing on goals is don't overcommit. Don't overpromise things that you can't deliver. If you struggle with consistency, don't sign up for 90-day challenges. I posted about this recently on Facebook because it's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately. So if you're someone who honestly and genuinely struggles with maintaining diets, with delivering deadlines on tight, delivering projects on tight deadlines, or if you just struggle with time management in general, don't be over ambitious because it's a new year and say I will do this 90-day challenge, I will do this. Don't overcommit to things that you can't do. Build your temperaments, build your habit. So start by committing to 3 days of meditation, or start by committing to 3 days prayer and fasting. Start by committing with something that's simple, manageable for you before you build to these big goals. Because the reason why so many people don't do well with diets is because people overcommit. people overcommit, so it's someone who would ordinarily have an entire large pizza by themselves. They'll wake up one day and be like, I'm not ever going to have pizza in my life. I will just have carrots, onions, and salads. And that idea seems attractive, it seems enticing. Oh well, maybe it is, but be honest with yourself, you can't do that. And what happens is someone will do it for a week and then they will just realize that I can't do this, and then they will go back and they will just go back to those habits with a little bit more aggression than before, and they just create this pattern of dysfunction and things don't just work out for them. So the point is the point of that is, don't overcommit. Don't do things that are beyond your reach. Come on, you know who the things that are beyond your reach. I'm quite a consistent person, but I feel like at some point I can do 30-day challenges very well, no problem, but when it comes to 60, 90 days, I'm still working on it. So my first goal is, I found a challenge that I want to do for 45 days. So I've done 30 days in the past easily. Now I want to go to 45, and then I'll go to 90, and then maybe who knows, I'll have the going for 6-month challenges. The point is, as the new year starts, be honest with your boundaries, be honest with your limitations. Don't get overexcited and exert yourself, and you will just increase the margin of error and the margin of frustration, which you don't need. Do things that you are capable of doing, that are enjoyable for you. Take it one step at a time. Grow intentionally and deliberately. As I said, this video, it's just talking about like the practical things to think about as the new year starts. And as I'm thinking about those things, I want you to think about them as well. And another thing, we just keep throwing them in there, don't we? Another thing that I want you to think about as the year starts is access. Who are you giving access to? And I've said this and I've said this and I've said this, and I'll say it again. Be careful. I know that when people talk about the power of association, a lot of people have their own variations, and it's quite difficult to follow what it actually means or what doesn't mean. But for me, if I was going to say this in the simplest terms possible, I would say, watch who you let into your space, watch who you give access to. You can't have a life that is productive and too noisy at the same time, and when people come close to you, always examine their motives. Some people ask you questions because they care, and some people ask you questions because they are curious. And if you don't know who is who, you will tell those who are just curious stuff that you should tell to those who care. So to manage that, it's just explore people's motives, explore why people are coming close to you. Keep your circle quite intact, and don't call everyone a friend. It's okay to call some people colleagues. It's okay to call people the girl I know from church. Okay, that's a bit harsh. It's just okay to call people things that are not friends, and don't be forced to participate in things that you don't want to participate in. Don't be forced to take part in things that you don't want to do. Just limit your access. Not everyone deserves to know what's going on. Not everyone deserves to know what goes on in your relationship. Not everyone deserves to know what you're battling with. Not everyone deserves to know those things. So just be jealous with your access. Make sure that you are giving people access to you who actually deserve that access to you. Okay, that's important. And something that's also important that I need you to learn as the year starts is, I need you to learn to start standing up for yourself and develop the ability to think things through and communicate them. There is a market for that. It's a gift to think things through and think before you communicate. And I think on this one, I'm going to give myself some flowers. If there's one thing that I've learned to do in 2022, it's that ability to think things through. So proper sitting down and having that conversation with myself. Munyaradzi, what's up? Munyaradzi, why are you angry? Why do you feel this way? And I've learned to think things through and communicate them. And I've realized that it reduces the amount of fights and conflicts that I have in my life, because I seldom speak out of emotions anymore. I speak from a place of thought out things. So I've managed to deal with my emotion response time. So ordinarily, if you say something that I don't like, ordinarily I would just snap back, and then it just becomes a battle of emotions, and nothing good ever comes off of emotional engagement. And one thing that I've trained myself to do is to actually think, process whatever I'm feeling, be it at work, be it with my friends, be it with my family, be it in every relationship that I have. I've developed this ability to think things through before I actually say them. And I think it's something that I don't think it's something that you'll ever say 100%. I finally figured that out. I'm done. I think it's something that you just continuously continue doing. And in 2023, develop your ability to communicate, not from a place of emotions, but from a place of thought out things. And one thing for me is, there is something that I've wanted to talk about for a long time. So my journey in Oxford, my journey with racism and stuff like that, I hadn't quite yet figured out the best way to say it. And each time I had tried to do that in the past, I had just come off very angry. So I had to put it aside. In 2022, I thought through how I was going to do it. And I'm happy to say I finally have the solution, which I will tell you about soon. So the thing is, in 2023, make it one of your goals to actually develop your communication skills and to actually be a better person. Think things through. Don't antagonize people. I can't tell you to not offend people, because I feel like it's virtually impossible. By the moment you start thinking, you risk offending someone. So don't offend people intentionally, but don't antagonize people. Just take stock of your actions and be a good human being. And okay, I'm just going to end with this one. The last one that I want you to think about in 2023, and this is something that I'm thinking about as well, is just your health, man. Your health. Let's look out for our health. Let's look out for our bodies. Let's develop healthy patterns. And one thing that I've actually learned, I will let you in on a little secret. One thing that I've actually learned is that as I have developed healthy habits in one area of my life, usually it has had the ripple effect of just coming off in everything that I do. So for instance, if I say I'm going to start drinking water every day, I do drink lots of water. I hope my skin shows that I do drink lots of water. But so when I committed to drinking a lot of water, and I would just make sure that I drink that amount of water a day, everything else just fell into place. I started meeting my deadlines at work easier. I started meeting my deadlines in my personal life easier. So I feel like when you start committing to improving one aspect of your life, the ripple effect, you just feel it in everything. So if you decide to have a healthy lifestyle, which I want for you, by the way, if you decide to do that, you will feel the ripple effects of it in every aspect of your life. So just commit to do better. I'm not here to tell you to lose weight, to gain weight, or anything like that. You know your health goals, whatever they are in 2023, honor them. Actually do something to keep your body healthy and to just keep your mind healthy and stuff like that. So guys, I have so many things to say and I could keep going, but I will stop here. And the key takeaway is, as the year starts, be a better person. Commit to grow. Commit to be a good person. Commit to be a developed person. Personal development, I mean. Commit to do better. Commit to be disciplined. Commit to maintaining access to people who deserve access. Commit to actually improving your communication skills, and don't be overambitious in anything that you plan to do in life. Look at where you are and have an honest conversation with yourself. What genuinely can I do? What genuinely can I not do? Don't hang your goals in thin air. Just let them be grounded in knowledge of your shortcomings and in knowledge of your potential. I absolutely love having these conversations with you guys, but I have to go. And as always, please do let me know what you think in the comments, and let's get the conversation started. I absolutely wish you a happy new year. I hope 2023 is all that you wish for. I hope it brings answers, and I hope it